You are live. What up? What up? This the homie Beadz, and I'm here with my co-host Obie, and it's another episode of Born the Coach podcast, brought to you by Beadz TV. What's up, Obie? What's going on, man? What's the word?
Man, busy week, busy week. About to be a busy weekend.
Hey, one of y'all turn off your
That was
phone.
my feedback. My bad. Jumped on shit. Man, I can't explain to you how crazy this week's been with coaching and sports prep academy.
Yeah.
Here we are. We missed last week. I apologize. A lot of moving parts going on in both our lives. Nephews is playing all over the map.
Yes,
Beadz
sir.
is getting together for his events coming up. Don't forget April 27th, Arizona pool party, rooftop of the
Connect building, industry mixer. We got some industry people coming in, some radio personalities. Shout out Power 92. Shout out Soul 106 in Chicago. Shout out Blizz, Shundell, DJ Beadz, 90.7 FM here. So, we doing a lot, and we just want to keep it just moving, from the topic of sports coaching, parenting as a coach. Let's just dive right in it, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so I'm going to Vegas this weekend. My son is playing in Nike May Hoops. It's the finale. It had 4 stops. It was Phoenix, Sacramento, Seattle, and Vegas is the finale. So it's win to go home. So as a coach, what's your mentality going into a situation where it's like playoff style, but it's one and done, and get your team prepared for that type of environment?
Just play your heart out. Leave it all on the table. I tell my players, soak in the moment, take this in, build relationships. You never know who you're going to meet down the line, which players you're going to actually play with, who you're going to end up on Sports Prep Academy with, because that's where your son's coming. Just to be clear on y'all. But no, the reality is May Hoops has given a platform for the middle school players. I know another group of middle schoolers that are playing on the East Coast version of May Hoops. Dope environment, very dope basketball environment. Go enjoy it as a parent. I'm gonna tell you, like I tell all parents, don't try to critique, don't try to coach, don't try to fix anything this weekend. Just be your kid's number one fan. Let them really, really enjoy playing basketball. A kid's biggest thing is not disappointing their parents. You just always want to be their joy, no matter if it's good, bad, or whatever. Be the person that's like, you got it, son. You gave it your best. I love you. Let's enjoy being in Vegas and soaking up this atmosphere.
That's true. I can see it because it's a lot of pressure on these kids with social media and all the highlights and all the rankings and all of those things, and they play it on a major platform like Nike May Hoops. How is the pressure on a coach to deliver from, especially those parents and those kids who are high-level kids? A parent of a high-level kid, the expectation is going in here, hoping that the coach got the game plan set up. And what's the pressure like for the coach knowing that, man, this is when to go home. These kids depending on me to navigate them through this thing.
I think coaching preparation happens in practice. If you feel pressure during the game, you probably didn't do a good job preparing your team or yourself. One thing you will notice, and I stand on this, your players are a reflection of who you are on the sideline. If you're frantic and you're running up and down, and you're one of those coaches that's sweating and just nervous, your kids are going to go out there, they're going to play nervous. If you prepare your team, you teach them the way your game plan works, how you want to execute it, things like that during practice, and you get in that game, and you understand what you need to do to win, most players respond to that.
Talk up. They said he got to talk up.
Okay. But most kids gotta they're gonna reflect what their coach shows. So as a coach, I never feel pressure because I feel like I do my job. Those practice days and those days that we have to prepare. So when we get a game, it's fun. It's showtime. It's your time to showcase what we've worked on. So for me, it's let my kids get out there and do what they do. I'm not sitting there yelling at them. I protect them. I try to keep the game fair between the referees and them. Not that referees cheat, but sometimes they you nudge to put in a little extra work. So, my job as a coach on game day is to manage the game.
Okay, so I like what you said about practicing and having your kids prepared. What about those coaches who just go get the high level talent out of their city, out of their area, and they go out there with the high level talent with no practices? Like,
some win, some lose. I've seen it. I've seen, I've seen teams with the most talent in the world get beat by a less talented team just based on preparation, preparedness. I think, again, I can't knock a coach for what works for them.
right.
I know why I coach this game. I know why I give my all to it. Doesn't mean the next person is the same way. That's why, I said it in our first episode. There's guys that coach basketball because the kids might be playing. They might like kids. They might like the game. And then there's people like me who I feel like are born to coach this game. And so I do it for a different purpose. So win, lose, or draw, I'm winning because I'm making sure that the young men or young ladies that are under my tutelage grow up to become productive citizens in their community, productive people within their family. Those are the things. Like you ask me how good of a coach Coach Chan is or Coach Obie is. See me 10 years from after I coach that kid and see what that kid is doing and what influence or impact I've had on them. That's the judgment for me of a good coach. I want to win like everybody else. I'm as competitive as anybody. But the drawing board doesn't stop at wins and losses or championships. And I've won quite a few in my days.
Okay. We still on the coaching and we still talking big tournaments, you as a coach, are you going into these tournaments with particular plays or you just a guy who like, okay, I got 5 and I'm going to go screen and roll, or I'm going to go just 5-ball, just a basic offense where the kids got the freedom to play, or you more of a coach that implements plays for the kids to execute?
So mostly it depends on personnel, right? Who I have playing with me, what type of IQ they have. But ideally, there's always going to be a couple of set starters, not plays, but things to get things rolling, and then we go off and kind of a read and react. We want to be able to dissect what the defense is doing and kind of pick them apart in that way, understanding the options you have within our offense. But I want my players to also have the freedom to show their personality. I don't want to cage anybody that I coach. If you're a three-point shooter, I want you to shoot a three-point. The one thing I don't want you to do, I seen it today. I watched prep school game today, and the kid hit like 2 threes, and he's doing that, shooting arrows and shit.
And how you feel about that? The celebration?
I hate it, and I don't hate it because I'm mad at the celebration. I hate it because if you're a shooter, you're supposed to knock them down. Celebrate when you get to 10 or 11. Don't hit 2 or 3 and then go up 8, and then in the next 3 minutes you have 5 turnovers and you're down 14. Because now you did all that celebrating and front running, and now they just stepped on your neck and you don't have no answers. Now you fouled. Now it's the referee's fault. And it's like the basketball guys take care of you. Like my thing is, if you could make 3, concentrate on making 6. I'm a Barry Sanders type of coach. Mm-hmm. Barry Sanders never celebrated when he scored a touchdown. And he told the reason he said he did is because it's like act like you've been there before and you're coming back.
I get it. We're in a social era where it's just like everything is about putting on a show. Everything is about entertaining. Everything is about getting likes, keeping people drawn in to your page. I'm kind of like you to a certain extent. Like I like the players that have character. Don't get me wrong. I love the players that have character. But I do like the fact of like when we win big games or certain games, I'm the type of guy from your era and generation, like, we're supposed to did that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not celebrating a local tournament win over a specific club or a rival club and like we won a championship. Even if it's a weekend championship game, we supposed to get that is my thought of mine.
Well, championship games is different. That's what you play for. So you earn the right to celebrate if you get to the end of the journey and you complete it. Right? You earn that right. And I'm not saying don't celebrate the wins in between. Celebrate it in private. Don't show other people you're excited about things you're supposed continue to improve. You want the problem with the era you said social media and celebrate. I like dogs. I like the guy that go get a bucket, turn around, play defense, go get another one. Turn around, play defense, go get another one.
Yeah.
I want to see a guy that dunks on you, screams, but then sits down to do it again, or knocks you down, picks you up. The minute you get up and look for the ball, he knocks you down again.
Yeah.
Those are the type of players, like for me, that I like. And I'm not saying don't be passionate about the game and don't show emotion. What I'm saying is don't be celebratory for things that if you like, yeah, if you're shoot it. If you're gonna get a bucket, don't get a bucket and run down and pat yourself, point to the crowd.
But
like,
they love the reaction to that boom when they hit a three.
You know what?
Don't it turn them up or something? Like
Turn what up?
Turn the player up. Like
Do we got 9? Do we got 9 threes? Is it really a boom if you 1 for 9? You don't remember that one boom?
Hey, I'm just asking. I know you know.
I guess at my level, maybe in like the middle school, maybe it's a little, but to play.
I'm seeing it all over social
I hate
media.
it.
I'm seeing it all
I tell
over.
my players, they get mad at me, but I'm like, we're not celebrating. Like,
Is that an old school thing, man?
No, it might be. But here's the problem. How many new school teams you just boom and the kids doing like this or do the mellow and the motherfucker he guard and run right by him and dunk the ball. Now you sitting on the bench and you're like, oh, Coach Bogus, he gonna pull me out after I just made a 3. Yeah, you just gave up.
And you see, the lack of defense, man, just in basketball, period, to me. I don't see too many passionate players who want to play defense. That's why the scores are so random, in my opinion. It's like, it used to be a generational time, and I'm not saying every player, but players used to just take pride in, I'm being up. I want the best player. I'm not shying away the mentality. You know what I'm saying? The dog mentality.
Be a hater. It's not really a hater, but I know most of y'all sexual people, y'all go take this as me hate. But that's his era stuff. The LeBron era stuff, buddy up with your friends. See, we wanted to battle against who the best player was when we were kids. Like, when our lineup of point guards when I was in high school was crazy. Every day you played somebody that was going D1 or that played in the NBA. And you didn't know they was going in, but it's a battle where we didn't want to go. Now I'm gonna go join on his team so I can play with him.
Right.
No, this y'all guy, bring him to me. He ain't getting what he averaged, 24. He get 12 tonight.
I wonder what the fans, the audience think about that. What y'all think about it out there with the celebrating the kids? Do y'all like it? Is it entertaining to y'all?
I hate the jersey swap, and that might be old school, right? They're like, we ain't brothers.
Yeah.
We didn't come from the same neighborhood. We across the country. We switching each other's jersey. Look here. Oh, he had 24. I had 24. We killed. No, you're not getting 24. My man. Like, you're not getting 24. I'm gonna shake your hands at the end of the game. But you got 12 tonight. Because if you get 24, we probably losing. Your team might be better. But if I keep you at 12, we probably upset you.
I agree with that. Audience, make sure y'all chiming in. We want to hear y'all thoughts about what we're talking about, the subject matter from celebrations or the dog. Can you be a dog and still celebrate? Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, you can't be a dog and celebrate. You can be a dog and show passion. If you celebrate, you flipped over to kind of like, to me, to like the prima donna stage where it's like you front running, you only celebrate. Because what happens when that man comes down and he killing you? What you doing?
But what if he ain't killing you? You celebrating?
If you celebrate, if you that superior and you celebrate, doesn't make you a bully. You beating up on somebody that you know you can whoop and you dancing on them.
Right.
There's a difference between showing passion. You get an L1, flex your little muscle, show a little, but then
too small and get right back to the defense. Get right back to it like that. I get what you're saying.
All this pull the air out your back,
and then
shoot
the ball down the court,
see the fireworks, and point at the crowd. Man, for what?
Man, it's the NBA 2K fault, man. NBA 2K in the park. If you ever played that, they got them doing all type of dance moves and
again.
So
you're looking at what you're saying, right? NBA. See, there's a problem that we want to treat high school players like the NBA players.
I'm talking about the video game.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But NBA is the key word. Everybody whose face and name is on there, Not the creative guys.
Yeah, they create them though when going in the park and get busy.
But they're still taking packages from guys that get 100 million. NBA been around 77 years. There's only been 5,000 NBA players total. It's a billion basketball players.
Yeah.
Let's keep it a buck. It's a billion basketball players. Only 5,000 have made it to the NBA. So yeah, when you get to that level, you're entertained. And Steph Curry shimmy, well, Steph Curry make 200 million a shimmy.
Y'all hear from Coach Tan, Coach Obie, man. He, you know, you trying to get into the prep school, man. He might not like that celebrating on his team. That might be one of the reasons you don't make the team. Is that part of the criteria?
If I invite you to the team, it ain't you gonna make you there. That's the invitation. But here's the problem: I'm bringing you to teach you how to be a dog. I ain't bringing you to train you and say, "Oh, you know how to dribble through cones." And
can you teach somebody how to be a dog? Or do you just have dog in you? You got to start them off as a little puppy star, bring that dog into them? How that works?
So some people have dogs in them. They ain't never had to bring out.
Gotcha.
They never had to bring. Now that's people that just don't have no dog in them.
Yeah, I see.
They just are what they are, right?
Yeah, gotcha.
But then there's people who have dog in them that get caught up in. I want to do because. I say this all the time. I play basketball. Depending on who I played for, I tried to be what they wanted me to be.
Exactly.
Right? Like I played with my guys. We was all scorers. I didn't need to score. Right. So I was a defender for them. When I went to school, I needed to be a scorer, so that's what I had to do. So, in terms of my job is to teach kids how to be who they are. Right?
Exactly.
And so, bringing a dog out of somebody is teaching them relentless. Day after day, pursue the basketball, attack the basket, attack the game, relentlessly pursue every aspect of the floor, and continuously.
So you said earlier, if a player is a three-point shooter, you give them the green light to shoot the three-pointer, right?
Fluorescent.
Okay, now check this out. How do you feel about the players that shoot these deep three-pointers? Do you allow your players to take those type of shots? Because we know Steph Curry got a big influence on the game.
Depends on the player.
So you would give a player a green light to do that?
It depends on the player. And then my question to them is if you made 5 shots in a row, 5 straight three-pointers, and you want a heat check, you earn that. You earn that 6 shot from wherever you want it.
But what if he pulled the first one from back there?
You see what you're doing right now? So if he's shooting 50, 40, 45% from the three-point line on the season, and he come out his first shot is from there, but he's my shooter, come on, let's get a little closer.
Okay, but you go give him.
If he one of my guys that come off the bench and he get in the game and he get on the game, and we used to call it when I was a kid. We used to call it dummy range, right?
Right.
Because you got to be a dummy to shoot it from that far.
Right.
And he come in the game and his first shot is from dummy range. Get you a polo.
Yeah, man.
But if you come in the game and you hit 3 shots in a row, and this is from my team too, they know this. You better get the 4th shot. And if you hit that, I gotta let you see where that extends to. I gotta let you get that out of you. You're gonna shoot it till you miss. And we're gonna work to get you the ball to shoot till you miss. It don't have to be the minute you catch it, you shoot it. You might catch it, pass it, run to a couple of screens. Yeah. But we're gonna make sure we work unless we get a wide open dunk because they chasing you around. The kind of way like people chase Steph Curry, and then you see Looney down there get 3 dunks because they stop looking at Looney to find him.
Right.
We're gonna make sure that he gets that 4th for that 5th shot because he's gonna shoot it till he misses. That's our job as a team.
My thing is this, you get coaches back when we was coming up, we watched Michael Jordan the fadeaway. You had coaches didn't want to see players do that. You got players shooting threes deep like Steph Curry. You got coaches who don't want to see the player do that. You got players who do floaters and crazy layups. And coaches, I've literally seen coaches or parents from the sideline. You can't shoot that when a player missed that. So I'm just going from the experience of my son. He's always played up, right? And he always played taller players. So he adjusts his shot and he throw these weird hooks, kind of like how Rose used to throw a floater. But he kind of like throw these weird hooks because he know he got to get it over the player. So you would get parents scream, don't take that shot if he missed the first one, but not knowing this is a shot that this kid really works on in practice. How do you as a coach or as a parent deal with that? Or
as a parent, I'm
having
going to
that role.
encourage my kid. As a coach, it's not really about role. Like understanding who my player is, understanding the talent level, understanding what we see every day. Right.
Right.
I'm not too worried about what people in the stands are talking about. Because if I'm focused on what's going on in the stands, how do I understand what's going on in these 94? The same thing like referees. I never understood how a referee could kick somebody out in the 12th row of a basketball game when
it's a lot going on.
94
right
feet that you got to focus on.
Yeah.
So if you can hear that and pay attention to that, I know you're not giving me 100% paying attention.
Right.
So the same thing as a coach. I'm so locked into my players in the game, I can't even hear parents. Now, if you're one of my players and your parent yelling, you look over there like you get coached by your parent, I might send you over.
It's a lot of that.
I might send you over there to sit next to them, and the next time you get in the game is when he becomes a coach. Because that's just how I am. It's
a lot of that. You see it all the time, right?
At the end of the day, I tell parents, what you do at home with your child in your park or your driveway, that's your business.
Mm-hmm.
When you put your child in my possession for me to be a coach, you gotta let me do my job, and you can't take his attention away from doing that.
Some coaches, not you in particular, but some coaches do not understand the dynamic of particular players, particular game situations, and I guess that's up to the parent to remove your kid out of that situation.
You take it right out of my mouth.
But yeah, I didn't see it.
And see people, here's the thing that I always tell people, right? At our level, again, you're talking maybe more of the middle school level.
Yeah.
If you put your player on the team with coaches, I want your player, he don't got to pay, but it's a money grab. He there for his name or to make some money, and your kid's there and they're not getting taught, and you're getting frustrated because they're not getting the results you want. That's kind of on you. That's pain, right? Because for me, my kids are going to go somewhere that's going to develop them. If I got to pay whatever, sir, they're going to be developed.
Yes,
if you're not developing my child, I don't care how many points they score. I don't care how many rebounds or blocks. Are you developing my child every day? Do they leave with something better than what they came in the gym with?
Right.
If that's not the process of what we're doing, what are we doing?
What we doing?
So that's when, at my level, when players be like, "Oh, coach don't like me, coach me on BS. He don't know how to play me." I've never seen a coach sit down and 25 and 10 guys. No, you ain't gonna see 25 and 10 guys on the bench. You're not gonna see many 14-point per game guys sitting on the bench. The reality is he's asking you to do something, and your pride or your whatever's in a way that's blocking you from getting what he's asking you to do. Understanding what you can do, he's asking you to do something. So if that's not something you can do or want to do, then you got to make a decision, remove yourself, transfer, figure out what's the best program for you, that sort of thing. But if you're going to stick it through, coach can't be on bullshit with everybody.
Right.
At some point, you got to take accountability, and 90% of the time, I said this to my own son, 90% of the time, the answer to your problem is in the gym. Are you in the gym working on what he's asking you to work on every single day? Or do you go in there for 15 minutes one day, miss 3 days, talk about how coach don't like you, complain about the players that he is playing, and then show up for practice and games and expect a different result? Because that's what I see happen.
So going into high school, how important is it for a freshman to have some type of relationship with a coach going into that school year? Or, when it comes to just like playing time and you know what I'm saying? Like coming in as a freshman and you going to be on a team and you're trying to earn minutes. Is it important to have a relationship?
If you can play, you can play. I don't have to like you. If you can hoop, I'm playing you. I might hate everything.
That's you. You think every majority of the coaches have that mentality?
I think, again, there's coaches that are there for different reasons. I'm not in basketball to make a name.
So how important is it, the relationship with player, coach, or player program?
When you say important as far as being the ability to play, or to build a relationship.
Solidifying your spot.
Yeah, just
Again,
okay.
There's no, and see that part, right? So listen, like, oh well, coach like him, that's coach player. Coaches like what they like, right?
But I'm saying, you get a kid come in from Chicago or anywhere, San Antonio, California, to Arizona, because that's what we got, right?
I got kids from all over
right.
coming
Coming in, right? So they don't know the high schools out here, right? They don't know the coaches. They trying to, you know what I'm saying, find their way, and it's time for high school now. What should go through their mind when they pick in the high school?
Your game will speak for yourself.
Sometimes.
No, see, but it's not. The game of basketball ain't never failed nobody that can play. We failed it.
Well, some guys say they have been with some coaches in NBA players. Like NBA players have said they have been with coaches.
Somebody at that level?
Through the process.
Or high school?
Just through the process. You know what I'm saying?
At the high school level? They were in high school when they had a coach like that? Didn't recognize their talent?
Probably so. I don't know. I'm just going off of like some of the, you know what I'm saying, the podcasts and stuff, and you hear a guy be like, my coach didn't do this, and they probably did transfer though. They probably did transfer.
And so that's the decision we make, right? Mm-hmm. Some of us transfer because, you know, we're in the wrong system for our game, right? Some players will transfer because they don't want to be structured. That's true. Some people will transfer because it don't fit the image that they want. And so, right. And so it's not always, coach is not always player. But here's the beauty of it, right? If you can play, what's the two things about basketball to be successful? You gotta know, right? Mm-hmm. Adjustments, right? Mm-hmm. Whether you're a coach or a player, right? Adjustments, and the second thing is understanding. Mm-hmm. What you're asking of me, what I expect of myself. Right. If I do those two things, I can be successful wherever I'm at. Like people want coaches that can adjust. Yeah, I hear people talk about something. Man, you know, he's a good motivator. He's a good discipliner. He don't know how to make in-game adjustments. How many players don't know how to make in-game adjustments?
They go both ways. I didn't see.
And I've been on both sides of it. I can remember being an arrogant kid. I can tell you a story right now, and I'm sure it's probably people on my Facebook Live right now that play with me at Lyon Park. There's a guy that coached anything that he possibly. He got some amazing kids that came through our program. He was like our baseball commissioner. His name is Clyde Coleman. I love Clyde to this day. Like, he's one of those adults that I've always strived to try to be like. Right. When I was like 12, my coach got sick. He didn't show up for our game. Hot shot. We're undefeated, one of the best teams. Well, Clyde seen something in me different from what my coach kind of let me do me. Right. Clyde's like, I don't want you doing that. I want you doing this. Now, mind you, he and I coach. Right. And I went off on that man like I ain't never met him in my life. And the minute our game was over, we won. We won by like 30. Mm-hmm. But because I wasn't allowed to play the game that I'm used to playing and showboat, you know, when that game was over, I felt the worst I ever felt. I apologize to him to this day. I was 13. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. To this day, when I see that man, I apologize to him. Because all he was trying to do was help me improve on things that were weaknesses to me. To your game. And I didn't recognize it while he was doing it. I felt bad for the way I treated him. But even in that year, maybe for like 3 or 4 years, I didn't understand what he was trying to do. And a lot of that happens with us as players. We get caught up in our agenda that we don't understand what a coach is really trying to make us better. Right. I had players right now. I had a kicking player my first year here coaching in Arizona. Kid averaged 40 for Catalina Magnet School the year before I came. He won one game. But he didn't understand when I came in, I'm not trying to stop you from I'm trying to teach you how to win a basketball game. Right. Well, he decided to transfer and went to a school where he could average 40, and then we played them and beat them by 80, and he had like 10. But when his senior year was over, he was like, Coach, I should have stayed. Because not only did we turn our program around and become a winning program, but what he thought would have been, I'm sure, 40 game college offers, the kids who stayed and averaged 10 or 12 for us got more college offers than we got.
Right.
And it's like we fall into those traps where our agenda is different than what a coach's is. And then we want to blame the coach because we didn't go get in that gym. We didn't try to learn and listen.
Yeah.
And it's not always, don't get me wrong, every coach ain't perfect. I ain't always a perfect coach. I've made mistakes with players. I've made mistakes with talking to parents, you know. But the reality is, you know, the more you do for the game of basketball, the more the return happens.
Yeah. That's why I think it's kind of sticky when it becomes, you know, with the players and relationships. You know what I'm saying, with the coach. I think, you know, the more the relationship is there and the communication is there, you can get more out of that player as a coach. You know what I'm saying? When the relationship ain't there with that player and that coach, the player tends to not, like, tune them out. Tends to tune them out and not have that respect there.
Are you talking in basketball? Because you were talking about when you come in to the high school. Are you saying the player relationship in general?
Yes, the general.
Absolutely, but here's the thing. You build those relationships. Like, if anybody sits here and tells you coaches don't have favorites, they're lying.
Definitely.
I have favorites. My favorites are the guys that show up every day, that show up the earliest, that want to get better, that want to be in the gym. Those are the guys that have a better relationship. You know why?
Exactly.
Because that's the coach that I want to be. I want to be the coach that gets up at 4:30 in the morning to open the gym for you.
Mm-hmm.
But the guys that kind of play around and, you know, I'm just here to kick it with my homie. Again, that's one of the reasons why I'm not mad I don't coach traditional high school basketball now. It's like, because most of it is like, I'm just here to play with my friends.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, yeah, there's going to be a relationship. It's like, well, he's your favorite. Well, has he missed practice? Does he complain when I ask him to do what we got to do things? Yeah, it's like, yeah, that relationship is built, but you don't have to be the best player to be the favorite. You know, I tell people that all the time. Like, I think we talked about it. The kid Kyler, that played for me at Sabino. Kyler is now a coach. I just had a 2-3 hour lunch with my guy Derek Hersher from Apex Athletic. We talking about how Kyler's coaching the girls for Apex, how he's coaching at a high school. This is a kid that's 18 years old, just graduated from high school last year. Wasn't good enough to play varsity basketball, so he became a freshman head basketball coach as a senior in high school.
That's crazy.
We let him coach our freshmen.
That's dope. I like that.
Coach our freshman basketball team, and then he started his own AU team with his friends who played varsity basketball for him, and they listened to him. That's dope. And so he was one of my favorites. I told our team before trials, I said, "It's the only kid that's guaranteed not to be cut." Not because I knew one, he wasn't talented enough to play for, but I also knew he was going to finish every drill we did.
Right.
He was going to give it everything he got every time he stepped on the floor. Those are my favorites. So yeah, building a relationship is important, but it don't have to be the best player on the team. It don't have to building a relationship doesn't mean you earn playing time. It means I trust you in situations that I put you in.
Right.
That does not warrant you playing 32 minutes in the high school basketball. It doesn't warrant you taking the last shot. What it does is it says, I know I can put you in this position right here and I trust you.
Yeah.
I play the players that I trust.
I agree with you on that 100%. But I also see like kids go to programs or kids go to high school and these teams have already players in position, players that they favored without giving the other kid who came in that opportunity.
Is it without giving or is it without that kid earning? Because if you show up every day.
Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't get it. The reality of it is sometimes you don't really get that opportunity.
And I'll say that for the majority of it, it's you never know when you're going to get that opportunity. Because I can tell you this as a coach of 14 years, at some point in every season, I need to 1 through 15 to help me win a game. And what happens is kids get discouraged because it might be a kid that came to every camp that I have. And I know this kid. So I trust this kid.
Right.
You might come in and you might be the hot stuff from the west side of Phoenix. Mm-hmm. And you're coming and I don't know you yet. Exactly. I don't know your work ethic. I don't know how committed you are to the game. So you're going to have to show me that. But if you get discouraged because you come in and you feel like, oh, yeah, they already got this guy, so I'm no good here. Then you kind of do it to yourself as a player. It's not the coach's fault for being who he is.
Yeah, you're right. And sometimes it don't just be the player who do it to themselves. It be these other people in there, other coaches.
But the peer
you know
pressure, parents. Yeah. Parents are, oh, my kid is better than him. He should be doing it. I seen parents. I promise you, I went to a high school. Yeah, I seen parents talk about other people's kids and then go to dinner with the same people. Be like, oh man, his kid should, man, that kid suck. And then be at dinner talking about, oh, it's the coach's fault.
I see it here.
Why, and it's crazy to me because it's like, at the end of the day, is your kid the one? How many times you've been in the gym with your kid at 5 o'clock in the morning, rebounding and doing this? You don't know what that other kid is.
So don't just rely on that. The 2 days that they get the
exactly, and then they go in the gym and it's like, oh my God, I'm supposed to be.
And it's your fault. Yeah,
it's coach's fault. No, even if you might be better than this kid, but guess what? I see every day. This kid working. He's earned the opportunity to have the chance to show me that.
I'm with you. I done seen some talented kids who just never work in areas that they need to improve on, like how you said about yourself earlier from the one coach is like, yeah, you could go out there, you could dominate, but it's going to be that time you run to a well-coached team or a well-prepared player who see that weakness and they're going to force you. They're going to stop you.
Or they're going to pick you to death and somebody will give you 40. You're going to be mad. Like, it's somebody else's fault. It's like the number one thing is taking accountability. No, every situation ain't ideal. Every situation is perfect. But if all we do is blame other people, what are we teaching? If our parents do is blame the coaches or the school, what are we doing? We create platforms for kids to come out and shine, right? Mm-hmm. What is your kid doing to stick out? Y'all do know Patrick Bentley made over 100 million playing defense, and he averaged 40 in high school.
And still in the league.
15 years, 13 years in the NBA, or 12 years in the NBA, 3 years playing professional. And I'm not saying everybody got to be a defender like him, but what's the white dude with the headband for the Bulls? Caruso's in the league because of his defense.
Yes, sir.
Herb Jones is in the league because of his defense.
Yep.
Like, there's guys that's in the league because they just rebound. There's guys that's in the league because they just are smart, heady basketball players inside. Austin Reeves is in the league just because he was tough and hard-nosed. He pointed everything else to becoming a great basketball player, but he got on the floor by just being a hard-nosed, hustling player. Mm-hmm. Those are jobs most people don't want to do. Everybody wants to be a star.
Everybody want to be a star.
And nobody realized, everybody make fun of Draymond single, or triple single. That's the most powerful triple single you ever going to see in basketball history. Mm-hmm. Because his impact on the floor has so much to do with being a Swiss Army knife. It might be one defensive stop here. It might be one assist here. It might be one screen here. It might be one read with his voice there that changes the whole aspect of a basketball game. That's what he makes $100 million for single.
Man, so that's deep. So, man, we gave these people over 35 minutes worth of content. We want to say some for our next episode. We talked about these relationships and, player-coach relationships, parenting from the sideline, and we could dig a lot deep more into those things in another episode. What you want to leave these people with today, man?
As I depart early today, I'm on my way to LA. I'm going to meet with Equal Esports Games. I'm going to sign our gaming contract. I'm also their director of partnerships. So I will be out to some schools trying to create partnerships with our e-gaming program. Next Thursday, we will have Coach V here. Coach V is one of Ord Prep Academy's women coaches, but she just finished her middle school season, which her girls won the middle school championship out in Australia Mountain. I was going to say Hills, I'm sorry. Australia Mountain. So I'm excited to have one of my favorite coaches in Arizona. Y'all know me, I'm a little biased. She's from the Chi. So I had to bring on our staff. She's going to do amazing things for our women's national team and do some camps and things for us. But I really want to bring her on, talk about basketball, difference between basketball and Chicago and the basketball in Phoenix, but also how it felt to be a championship winning coach in 3 years. You know, she took that program from barely being a program to champions, and then transferring from being a middle school coach to jumping right in and becoming a prep school, a high school basketball coach where we play a national schedule, we recruit the top talent in the world.
So we got a lot to talk about with us.
So we're going to have some fun. We'll have Coach V next week. You'll have me, my boy Beadz.
Get it.
What am I missing? 3 weeks away, Deadbeat Podcast, DADB.
Let them know the website launch.
Oh, website launch last Friday.
Yeah.
OrangePrepAcademy.com. Please go check it out. Check out our history. It's a little give back. You'll see pictures of my beautiful boys. As we keep going, our website will continue to change and evolve. We launch tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first day of registration. And I'm going to say this as a precursor. We might not be able to register anybody till Monday, but we are going to kick off the QR code and the link tomorrow at some point. I'm super excited. Man, when y'all see the talent we got for Orange Prep Academy, just wait, it's coming. Here comes the boom.
It's coming. So I'm your homie Beadz. That's the big homie Obie. And we look forward for y'all tuning in next week. We got special guests. We got more stuff on the way. I'll let y'all next time.
Have a good night.